What's up, barbers? Jay here from Easy Blade. Today we're going to do a skin fade with a drop in the back, basically a drop fade. So we're starting off with our outliner. We're going to go ahead and skin the haircut all the way around. You can see I'm starting at the temple area of the head and I'm starting to drop in the back. Now you can see I'm going around. I'm going to go ahead and do this all the way around the head. Now you can see in the back of the head is kind of like a V shape. That's just the drop I like to do. You can make it round, you can make it whatever way you want. But I go ahead and I put it kind of like a V just to keep everything in line. Now we're going to go ahead and use our shaver just so that fade looks nice and clean. When you use a shaver, guys, it really makes a big difference. It really makes the fade pop. Make sure you're flicking your wrist when you're using the shaver. It's really gonna not let you leave that hard line. When you flick your wrist and just angle the shaver, angle it. Don't put it straight on the head because then you're gonna kind of like give it a certain look. So I would go ahead and make sure that I'm angling that shaver and flicking my wrist just to like kind of flick it out. So right here what we did was we're using a wall 5-star. We open the machine up all the way. That means the lever is open, and we're basically creating a bar. That's going to be our second guideline. So we have one guideline, which is the skin, and then we have our second guideline, which is the open clipper. Now you can see I'm also giving that a drop in the back as well. You want to make sure that you're doing that. Give it a drop. Same way you did the skin line, make sure you're doing your second guideline the same. So what I want to do right here is basically grab my number 3 guard and I'm flicking my wrist. You can see I'm doing a scooping motion and I'm throwing the hair out the way. So I'm pretty much just flicking my wrist, leaving a little bit of hair on the side because it is a drop fade. And we just want that hair to kind of sit on the fade basically. So what I'm doing is basically flicking my wrist, using my comb, combing out that excess hair that's in there. That's the reason why I'm combing it. I want to comb the hair in a direction that I want it to be faded. So I'm pretty much doing a scooping motion and flicking my wrist. So you want to go ahead and do this on the other side of the head as well and really start to get things in place. So when you're doing this guard, basically you're creating space for your fade. If you go ahead and try to just fade under it and use a smaller guard, you're just going to create another line. I like to clear the space, give myself room for my fade, use a big guard, clear that access, and now we're good to go. So what I did here is drop down to our 1.5 guard. Same thing, scooping motion, flicking the wrist, using my comb to get the hair out the way. And you're going to start to see that fade start to take place. Bend that ear. You can see I bent the ear all the way. It doesn't hurt the customer. Make sure that you're bending the ear. So here we go on the other side of the head. We're going to do the same thing, making sure we're bending the ear, getting it out the way, scoop in motion, and not going higher than the last guard. As we get higher, we're going to make sure that we're opening our lever and fading into the previous guard. So right here, we drop down to our 1 guard, and we're going to go ahead and fade into that 1.5 guard. And you can see the fade is really starting to take place. The fade is really starting to happen here. Scooping motions. Now, when you're doing these strokes, you want to go shorter strokes. You don't want to go too hard, too high. You want to make sure that you're flicking your wrist a little bit lower than you previously have. And as you get higher, again, open your lever so that you won't create another line. You see, when you're fading hair, it's all about creating lines and taking them out. So right here, all we did was create a line, and we're trying to take that line out. And lastly, we're going to take out that skin line. So right here, we're going to drop to our 1/2 guard, and we're going to completely blend out that line that we created with the machine open. You see, when that machine is open, it's nothing but a half. So the guard that we're putting on the machine is a half. So how we're doing that is we basically removing that half, and as we get higher, we're fading into the half. Basically, we're opening that lever. The lever is very, very key. If you guys don't know anything about the lever, go on the channel and type in how to use the clipper lever. We have a video that we put up previously on how to use the clipper lever, and you can really see the fade really starting to take place. That last thing we're going to have left is basically the skin line. Then we got a complete fade all the way around the head. Just make sure you're doing this shorter strokes, flicking the wrist, moving the lever up as you get higher. So now that I've completely used that half guard, we're going to go ahead and work on the skin line. Now, if your clippers are completely lined up, zero gap is what they call it, you'll be able to take out that skin line that you created with the T outliner. So we got our machine closed. We start to flick at that skin line with short strokes like we're doing right here. And then as we get higher, we're going to blend into that half. Remember, in the beginning, we opened that machine up all the way and we created a half bar. So you're basically fading right into that area. Now, as long as you don't exceed that area, you won't create another line. You can see the blend is coming out nice. We kept it dropped in the back, flicking the wrist, keeping the short strokes. And as you can see me playing with the lever, guys. The reason why I'm doing that is because as I get higher, if I open up that clipper all the way, I won't create another line. Because if you guys do remember, again, that guideline that I created was with the machine open. So as we get higher, we flick our wrist. As we get higher and higher, we open it up and we can't make another line. We can't make a mistake. Bend the ear, get it out the way. I know a lot of you guys struggle with that. Again, a lot of guys try to take the machine and go around the ear, sideways. It's just not going to work that way. So you got to make sure that you're flicking your wrist. You can see that fade really started to take place. So we're going to grab our outliner. I'm not going to line in front of his head. I'm just going to go ahead and line the side just to make the haircut pop out. When you do line the side right here, it really makes the fade pop. And that's what you want to do. We're also going to go ahead and line the beard and give him a nice sharp look. Okay, I'm just basically taking any hair out that area and we're going to start lining the beard. So we go ahead and line the outside of the beard first. That's what I like to do. So we're getting right by the ear. Now don't bring that in too much. Keep it as natural as possible. You don't want to bring it in too much and have his other side of his jaw showing. I see a lot of people do that when I look at haircuts and stuff like that. So we're going to make sure that you line that first. Then we go to the other side, do the same thing. And then we're going to place his head back and we're going to line the rest of the beard up. Same thing over here. And you can see when I added that line on the side, it really made that fade haircut pop out, guys. We're also going to use the scissors on top. We're going to trim down his hair, shape the top right here with the outliner. And we're also going to go ahead and use a straight razor to really make that beard pop and the whole haircut pop, period. Lining the bottom of the neck. Make sure you keep it where the customer wants it. It's funny because a lot of people like it all the way to the jawline. A lot of people like it right under the jawline. It all depends. So we did under the mustache. We're going to go ahead and line this area up as well. Now the sharpness is really going to come from that straight razor. I tell people that all the time. Don't go too crazy with your outliner. Trying to line a beard, it's just not going to work out for you. Line the bottom of the neck up. Make sure that you have it nice and shaped. And then that detail, again, is going to come from that straight razor. Don't go crazy. Don't go jumping out the window. So right here, we grab some Easy Blade Shave Gel. You can grab that on our website, easybladeshavingproducts.com, along with an Easy Blade double-edged razor, as well as an Easy Blade straight razor. We're going to apply that shave gel on there. Now, what this is going to do is allow the blade to glide. It's going to make it really easy to shave, basically. You're going to stretch the skin, angle the blade at a 30 degree, pull the skin, make sure that you're really, pulling that skin tight. And then angle that blade at a 30 degree and put the line exactly where you want it. That's the cool part about a straight razor. It's going to give you a straight line, guys. And again, our shave gel is packed with a pre-shave oil in it. Our double-edged razors are great as well. And then we also have a bunch of straight razors you guys can check out. Again, easybladeshavingproducts.com. So now that we have that side all lined up, we're going to go ahead and move on to the other. We're going to apply some more shave gel. We're going to go ahead and put it on the side of the face. And then we're going to go ahead and start to shape it up. Pull the skin, angle the blade at a 30, and just take your time, guys. Especially if you're new at using a straight razor, make sure that you are taking your time and make sure that you are stretching the skin. When you stretch the skin, the hair lifts up and it allows you to basically shape the client's beard or your beard, whatever you're doing. You can see me really taking my time. A lot of people tell me that they don't even feel when I use the straight razor, which is a good thing. Really proud of that. And this is basically going to go under the mustache a little bit, make sure that he's nice and sharp. And you can see the fade really starting to take place. And I'm going to go ahead and start to trim the top. We're going to wet the hair and basically give him a nice scissor trim. Now I'm using finger length. You can see I went 3 fingers and I pulled up slightly, about another inch. He just wanted the ends of his hair cut. I want to say about a 1/4 inch, guys, not too much. And we're going to do the straight back cut. You can get fancy, you can split the hair, whatever you want to do, but pretty much this is pretty much a straight back cut. Just getting the tips. We don't have to split it and part it and all that type of stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and blow dry it. We're going to throw some Easy Blade pomade in it and just, basically style it. And this is basically what you have, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, like, comment, and subscribe, guys. This is what we have. Again, Jay here from EasyBladeShavingProducts.com. I will talk to you guys soon. Leave a comment and let us know what you want to see. Thank you.